So my girlfriend works at a barbecue restaurant, and they are currently making the conversion from a food truck type situation to a restaurant, right?
Ooh, taking a step up.
Right.
Business is
And
good.
oh, business is very good. Yes.
Okay.
Mama Jean's Barbecue. They were featured in Southern Living magazine, one of the
Nice.
top barbecue places in the South. So,
Actually, yeah, when I came to visit you last time, you let me have some. That was really good.
but they have to move stuff in. There has to be days where that happens, and you have to be closed some days. So they keep you updated on Facebook. However, does everybody check Facebook?
Probably not.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They were moving equipment yesterday, and they or 2 days ago. They were not open, and they had cones blocking the parking lot entrance.
Okay,
And
that's a pretty clear
people,
signal.
yeah, and people drove around. Then they pulled up and they saw just a bunch of people cleaning equipment outside, getting it ready. And
Like, can
they
I
would
place an order?
still walk up. They would still walk
No.
up and go, "Where's the food? Where's the
Oh my
entrance?"
god. That's the worst.
She's
People are the
she
worst.
said she was holding a pressure washer, using it, and they walked up and asked where the entrance was, and she was like, "I'm about to lose it." And how many times do you think that could happen if you actually used cones to block off the parking lot? How many times could that happen in like 5 hours?
It's like couldn't be literally like once, like or twice.
I asked her, she said more than 10 times people got there, saw the situation, drove around the parking lot, like through the grass a little bit to get
Like,
in
and
there.
they were like, "Oh, these aren't here to deter me. I'll just go around. It's fine."
Yeah, these cones accidentally got left in a line blocking my way in.
They definitely still want me here.
This is all they want. Well, welcome back to Wit and Grit. We're riding high from Monaco with a nice winning slate. Lando Norris wins in style. Ooh, Sean, that's 2 good weeks with F1 betting. I think I finally found my footing.
Yeah, got a good strategy going.
Well, and for the first time in a while, I actually put my bets out last night. So
Ooh,
anybody who was following my newsletter or following me on Picket or Action Network anywhere, specifically Action Network, logged those bets very quickly and effectively. You would have
nice.
seen the bets. I mean, we were one Yuki Tsunoda away from being able to say we pretty much swept. I had a dart that missed Ocon to get into the top 6. Why would he? He started 5th. Why would he do that? It was plus
Yeah.
550. But anyway.
Don't often see a lot of shakeups in Monaco, which was something that F1 tried to address today, and it didn't go too well, in my opinion.
Oh, you think the pit situation is
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
Well, it didn't go very well for Red Bull.
No, or Mercedes.
No, or Mercedes. Yeah, Kimi Antonelli got to feel like he finished 5th and then just watch his name fall down the board because he didn't pit.
Yep.
And the only 2 kind of yellow situations, virtual safety car or yellow flag, were very early in the race.
Early.
So
And the teams were getting one of their pits out of the way during that, which again was like this is kind of an exploit in the format.
Kind of skipping ahead, but Gasly. I can't believe he just was like, I'm going to drive this thing with the tire, just drive it all the way.
That was
the announcers just kept saying in different ways, why doesn't he pull over?
Yeah,
This
like
is usually
he
an immediate
shouldn't
stop.
be doing this.
Did he not want to give the pit situation to everybody? Because then they could have gotten that second pit out of the way.
Right.
Was it a teammate move? I don't know.
And that was another thing. There were a lot of like weird team plays today that like wouldn't normally otherwise happen if not for this format. It was just strange. I give them props for trying something.
Bulls. Top of my ticket. That was mostly half of the ticket. We had the Racing Bulls. We liked them on this track. There'd been good hype all week. And that was, we'll get into that. We love it. But should we do the legal disclaimer?
Yeah, we probably should. It's a good idea.
We're not here to tell you how to spend your money. These are our bets, our reads, and what we liked based on the data. Always bet smart. Always bet within your means. If you or someone you know is struggling with gambling, help is available. Visit ncpgambling.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. For listeners in Virginia, that's 1-888-532-3500. And in North Carolina, you can call 1-877-718-5543.
Yep, here to help you think sharper, not make decisions for you. Be smart.
All right, well, let's go into it. Why don't you talk about your boy?
Lando?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lando got the dub. McLaren actually nailed it this morning. Clean execution. They got both stops. Norris stayed composed through the tire phases and the pressure. Just did what they needed to do to win in Monaco there. Just smooth sailing all the way.
Yeah, and it feels like what you've been reading about, if you've been reading some articles about how Lando has finally got his footing this season, and Piastri, I don't know. Is Oscar Piastri an afterthought? Is he still competing with his teammate? It's 2 weeks in a row. He's not the headline again.
But I mean, earlier on in the season, we were talking about him a little bit more than Lando. So they've kind of, they're kind of just back and forth, it seems like, throughout the course of the season right now. But certainly as of late, Lando's, had the edge.
I mean, just looking at the driver standings right now.
Yeah.
Piastri is still in the lead.
Right.
But he's only in the lead by 161. Norris is at 158.
Yeah, they interviewed, I saw a brief interview with Piastri after the race. And I mean, he seemed happy, of course, for Lando, but, he could definitely frustrated as well.
Verstappen hanging around at 136, and then George Russell just has to feel like he's leading the other tier of drivers at 99, specifically after how they played today. But on the other hand, Leclerc is right behind George Russell in the driver's standings at 79 with Ferrari. So
yeah, and then Russell didn't do themselves many favors today. Mercedes really struggling there, not even breaking into the top 10, either driver. Just not a great outing for them. Not a good week for them.
I mean, and Verstappen tried to just sell out and do one pit on the final lap, try to just get enough clean air at first place. It did not even make it to the podium.
Yeah, I think at that point, the announcers were kind of saying he was guaranteed fourth pretty much no matter what he did at that point.
Yeah. Well, this
you
is
said
a good
you
time
had
to bring up one of the bets. That's a perfect segue right there.
Yep, we were going right into the same thing.
Bet365 offers a couple bet boosts, parlays. You don't want to do all of them, but the past 2 weeks, there's been one that interested me. And Verstappen almost screwed both of them up. Last week, it was him to be on the podium, not to win.
Right.
And he knocked the winner on the parlay off the ticket.
Of course.
This week, it was Verstappen top 6, Piastri to podium, and wait, let me review that. Let me make sure I'm going to pull up I've got an actual image of it.
Yeah, no, to make sure we get it right.
Yeah, obviously.
Looks like Verstappen top 6.
Verstappen top 6, Norris to win, Leclerc to podium.
That's what I thought you told me. Yeah.
So before they started talking about how he wasn't going to win, and I was like, no, he's doing it again. Why do I keep taking parlays that involve a winner? It was only because of the boost. None of the other parlays I put together had anything to do with a winner, because the markets are that's what everybody's looking at. It's a race. I get it.
Well, you hit that one, though. The Verstappen top 6, Norris to win, Leclerc podium.
Yes. And, true with the hammered stack method, I'm trying to get started to help people like Sean who only want lottery tickets all the time. He's always prone to big parlays. I didn't have a ton of money on it, but I had a measurable amount on it. I mean, 0.26 units. I didn't throw a lot around on those, but I ended up clearing a decent amount, up about half a unit on what I cleared. The biggest thing we had going for us was the Racing Bulls. I'd bet them as the team bet, both cars to finish in the points at plus 110. It wasn't like, I was trying to explain this to Sean earlier. When you're betting on F1 racing, there's a big difference between that and, say, NBA player stats or NFL stats because
Mhm.
somebody could have a 7 touchdown game
It happens
and the other
rarely.
team could, right, but the other team could put up 6. Like it could work out for everybody and everybody hits their bets sometime.
Yeah.
You only have so many finishing positions in F1.
Right.
Like
only the podium has 3. What do you mean by finishing position? 10
Like
score?
there's only 10
Okay.
cars can be in the
Got it.
top 10 every race. So that's
Got
a
it.
consistent problem. It's not like there's no fluctuality there in results. So I decided to do a lot more 2-leg parlays because of that. If I can get 2 drivers in a certain section, right, and find value there, that's going to be a lot more profitable than trying to do 3 or 4-leg parlays because
Mhm.
one safety car could throw off one leg and just ruins the entire thing.
Right.
So that's why after I saw the results or saw the reports for the Racing Bulls and how well they had performed and they felt good going in, I was like plus 110. That's perfect. Just a points finish. So they could get up to the top 6. They could be down.
Mhm.
All the other top 6 bets I was feeling a little iffy about. And anyone who decided to go ahead with a Ferrari top 6 ticket must be feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Hamilton
Ferrari cleaned up
basically-
today too.
Well, and that had a lot to do with all the penalties because it's like he
Yeah.
didn't finish that high, but he just got whoop, 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 whoop.
Yep.
You got to follow the rules.
It was a strange race the way it unfolded with some of the the mandatory pits and the safety cars and whatnot.
But
did you have any other bets that you wanted to discuss? So you mentioned something about Yuki, right?
Yuki ruined everything. So I had Hajar and Lawson parlay, the Racing Bulls, and I'd bet them as the drivers parlayed together and the team bet.
Nice.
Then I did Carlos Sainz with Yuki to both get in the points. I had less on it because it was a longer shot, but I thought, okay, if the Racing Bulls don't make it into the points, these two should.
Yeah.
Carlos did his job.
Well,
Every time I find Yuki's name on a sports book, he doesn't even finish these races. It's crazy.
So during the football season, we had started to develop a bit of a no bet list. Are we going to have to throw Yuki Tsunoda on the no bet list?
Yuki's on the no bet list. He's on the no bet list.
Yikes.
Ring it up. No bet.
Yeah, it's just
it's the worst whistle I've ever seen.
That is,
I don't even
man.
think it works.
Hey, if you're a train whistle manufacturer out there and you'd like to sponsor us, like, let us know.
We need a working one.
But yeah, so
Yuki's done.
It's a couple
Yuki's
times
done.
now. Yeah, you got to shelf him.
You know who else?
What's that? Who's that?
Gasly.
Gasly. Yeah, he's let you down a couple times too, man. Yeah,
I didn't bet on him this time, but just watching him not finish the race, I'm like, I learned that lesson. That lesson. He's not reliable right now.
Right. No. Nope.
And George Russell is going to be a driver to target for bets later on, but I'm not so sure that the European leg of this racing circuit has been the best for him. I'm not so sure that after what we saw this weekend and how he kind of fell to the top 6 last week, George Russell's on a bit of a tumble with the entire Mercedes team.
Yep. Man, Mercedes needs something to go right.
But if you followed the picks in the All In with Ian Substack published the night before, you walked away profitable. That's the point of the hammered stack method. No praying for all legs to hit, just stacking value that works even alone. So I had bets. That's why I had bets on several different drivers. That way if I was going to give out just one, like, this is the bet of the week, it would have been the Racing Bulls and we would have all been happy.
Yeah.
But after the race the week before, where chaos took over and cleaned off some of the slate, wanted to make sure that we had our bases covered at Monaco because, frankly, there's just not a lot of passing there. Like, you're stuck.
Yep.
They added the pit thing this year to change that a little bit.
And so that's kind of what I was talking about a little bit at the top. The 2 mandatory pit stops, they wanted to kind of try to add some more flavor to it. Because this is a race where it's difficult to pass and difficult to make, some of those complex maneuvers. I don't know. The front 4 still finished where they started, Norris, Leclerc, Piastri, and Verstappen all, stayed where they started. So I'm not really sure what I think of that.
And you were talking about the team play. You were talking about the team play. More actually came in the mid pack.
Yeah, and the rules of the specific race seem to dictate strategy to a degree. I mean, to a pretty strong degree.
Yeah, like the
So,
Racing Bulls used Lawson as a buffer to get
yeah,
Hajar clean stops. Williams did the same. Albon slowed the field to help Sainz. That's where the betting value was, and that's where we stayed focused. If
it
I
seems
hadn't
like
put in Yuki with Sainz, I might have cashed both of those parlays, and we would have just walked away with like a clean win.
Yeah, from a newer, F1 better, this Monaco seems like an opportunity kind of race to like have where not a lot of shakeups are going to happen. It seems like a good opportunity to make some pretty safe bets, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, just depending on how the track feels, what I'm seeing and what I'm reading about its history, I look for low variance or high variance plays.
Yeah. Oh, really? High too?
Last week, I looked for high variance plays because I thought they were going to wreck, and they did. But
true. Okay, from wrecking. Yeah.
So
there was a little bit
of a lot of changeover. You pick some
there
good
was
drivers that got a bad start.
Yes. Yes.
Hamilton. Bingo. Exactly what you're saying.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we had, Alonso, right?
Out again. Another one. Always just doesn't finish. I saw him in 5th, and I'm like, that's not going to last. I told the people I was watching the race with, he's going to wreck or something's going to happen. Yeah. Engine issues.
Yep.
I mean, Gasly ran into Yuki.
Just not good. Not a good situation.
Well, overall, it lived up to the hype. I'm glad I woke up for it. It wasn't the most convenient race to watch. It'll be more exciting to see some of these U.S. races at a decent time.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely had my morning bagel with the race.
Yeah. Coffee, breakfast.
Yep.
Make sure you go to hammeredsharkproductions.com. You'll see right there on the homepage, courtesy of our tech guru, Sean, that you can subscribe to the newsletter, the Substack. We just started it. It wasn't started the last time we did a podcast episode, but essentially that's going to be where I'm going to put out some information that will then be, we'll talk more about it when we get on the podcast. So I'll kind of put it out in written form so you can try to grab the number and make the bet or consider the bet. If you want to try to get the number before it moves, then we'll talk more about it when we have a chance to record. It's pretty much that simple. It's free. I'm not charging you anything.
Couldn't be easier to sign up for. Literally, hammeredsharkproductions.com. It's going to be the first thing you see when you land on the webpage. Just put in your email. You're good to go. And then you get these bets that Ian put out last night and made some money on this morning.
Yeah, we love to see it.
Yep.
Let's see. What's next up? Do we have the Spanish Grand Prix?
Barcelona.
Thank you. Coming up. And
we'll definitely we'll preview that before the race at some point, I'm sure.
And that's going to be next week. So we've got another race coming up this week. That'll be exciting. We'll probably do another episode coming up before the race to do a little bit of a preview. But really, the newsletter is very important for these F1 bets because until they qualify, a lot of books don't let you bet on it. So until they know until Saturday night, that's why I put it out Saturday night, because that's when I kind of knew, okay, what is the pole position? Where is the value?
Yep, exactly.
All right, that's been effing around with F1 on the Wit and Grit podcast. Monaco's in the books. Miami's in the books. We've got some big races left in the season. Can't wait to dive in. Should we just play the intro now? Because we never actually got around to it.
Oh yeah. Make it an outro this time?
No, let's just be like,
but that's what I love watching.
A little different format, quick hit format for you today, Didn't need the open.
Yeah. We just went for it.
Exactly.
Just write it. Just write the information down, get in, get out.
That's what we're all about.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Follow us on socials. Follow the newsletter. Follow Sean and me on X. See if Sean will actually check your notifications. He won't check mine. Good night.
Have a good week.
It's not even nighttime.